Have you ever asked yourself, is it too late for me to learn English? Maybe you feel like you should have started years ago.
Yes, many people think, I'm older now, so English is harder for me. Or they compare themselves to younger learners and feel discouraged.
That feeling can be heavy. It makes people lose confidence before they even start.
But here's something important. This question appears at every age, not just later in life.
And the truth might surprise you. Learning English later can actually have some big advantages.
Today, we're going to talk about why it's not too late and how you can move forward with calm, realistic steps.
Welcome to English Box, Easy English with Julia and Tom. This is the channel where you learn real English for real life, step by step, without pressure. I'm Julia, and I'm really happy you're here with us today.
And I'm Tom. If you're listening right now, you've already taken a positive step for your English. This channel is for busy people who want to learn in a gentle, realistic way, even if life is already full.
Today, we're talking about a question many learners quietly ask themselves. They think, is it too late for me to learn English? Or, I'm older now, maybe I missed my chance.
Yes, some people say, I should have started when I was younger, or my brain isn't as fast as before. These thoughts can feel heavy, and they can stop people from even trying.
If you've ever felt this way, we want you to know something important. You are not strange, and you are not alone. This fear appears at almost every age, 20, 30, 40, 50, and beyond.
I've heard this question from students in their 20s and from learners in their 60s. So this feeling is not about age, it's about confidence.
Exactly. Wondering if it's too late does not mean you can't learn. It simply means you care and you don't want to waste your time or energy.
And here's the good news. Learning English is not a race, and it's not only for young people. It's a skill, and skills can be learned at any stage of life.
In this episode, we're going to gently look at this fear and talk honestly about age, learning, and progress. No pressure, no unrealistic promises, just clear, calm ideas.
Before we start, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us continue creating free, calm English lessons for you.
So take a breath, relax your shoulders, and let's begin. Where the too late belief comes from. Tom, many learners ask this question. Is it too late for me to learn English? That feeling doesn't come from nowhere. It usually starts in the mind, not in reality.
Yes, and one big reason is comparison. That means looking at other people and judging yourself by their progress. For example, you see younger learners speaking confidently, and you think, they're faster than me.
Exactly. When we compare, we often forget something important. Everyone has a different life, different time, and different reasons for learning. Comparison makes learning feel heavy instead of helpful.
Another reason comes from school memories. Some learners remember failing tests or feeling embarrassed in class. Those experiences create fear, which is a strong emotion.
And fear is emotional, not factual. Factual means based on real facts, not feelings. Just because learning felt hard before does not mean it will always be hard now.
That's a good point. As adults, we learn differently. We understand why we need English, and that gives us purpose, meaning a clear reason to learn.
Yes, and purpose is powerful. When you learn for real life, travel, work, or confidence, your brain connects English to meaning, not grades.
Many learners also think, I should have started earlier. That sentence sounds simple, but it creates regret. Regret keeps you looking backwards instead of forwards.
And learning only happens when you move forward. The past cannot change, but today is always available. Even 5 minutes today is better than 0 minutes yesterday.
I like that. Also, people forget this. The idea of too late appears at every age. A 20-year-old thinks they're late. A 40-year-old thinks the same thing.
Yes, it's never the right age in our minds. That tells us something important. The problem is not age, it's the story we tell ourselves.
And stories can be changed. When you replace "I'm too late" with "I'm starting now," your energy changes.
Learning English is not a race. There is no finish line where someone says, "Sorry, time's up." Language is a skill, and skills grow with use.
So if you've ever felt late, remember this. Feeling late does not mean you are late. It just means you care.
And caring is actually a very good place to start. What actually changes with age, and what doesn't? Tom, when people ask, is it too late to learn English, they often mean one thing. They worry that learning becomes harder with age.
Yes, many adults think children learn languages easily and adults struggle, so they assume age is a big problem.
Let's talk about that calmly. It's true that adults learn differently, but that doesn't mean they learn worse. Different is not bad.
Exactly. Children learn by copying sounds again and again. Adults learn by understanding meaning and patterns. That's actually a strength.
Adults also have life experience. That means you already know how the world works, how conversations feel, and what you want to say.
Right. When you learn a new word, you can connect it to real situations. That connection helps your memory stay stronger.
Another big difference is purpose. Adults usually have clear reasons for learning English: work, travel, family, or confidence.
And purpose is powerful. When you know why you're learning, your brain pays more attention. It doesn't feel random.
Some people worry about memory. They say, my memory isn't as good as before. But memory improves with use, not age alone.
That's important. If you practice a little every day, your brain adapts. The brain is very flexible, which means it can change and grow.
Flexible is a great word. It means your brain can still learn new skills, even later in life.
Of course, adults may need more repetition, but repetition is not a weakness. It's how learning works for everyone.
And adults are often more patient. You don't need to learn everything fast. You can learn steadily and calmly.
Also, adults usually manage their time better. Even 5 minutes a day can bring progress if it's consistent.
So let's be clear. Age may change how you learn, but it does not block learning.
Progress is still very possible. Many adults start learning English later and become confident speakers.
The key is not comparing yourself to children or younger learners. Your journey is different, and that's okay.
Learning English as an adult is not a disadvantage. In many ways, it's an advantage.
Exactly. You bring experience, purpose, and patience. That combination is very powerful.
So if you ever think, I'm too old, remember this. You're not too late. You're just learning in your own way.
And that way can still lead to real, meaningful English. The real advantage older learners have. Tom, many people think children learn English better just because they're young, but that's not the full story, is it?
Not at all. Children may absorb language naturally, but adults learn in a very different and powerful way. Adults learn with a reason.
Yes, when we say with purpose, we mean you know why you want English, maybe for work, travel, or talking to people you care about.
Exactly. A child learns English because it's in school. An adult learns English to use it. That makes a big difference.
Adults also understand meaning more deeply. You don't just repeat sounds, you understand ideas, situations, and context.
Right. Children often copy first and understand later. Adults usually understand first, then practice speaking.
And that understanding is a strength, not a weakness. It helps you connect English to your real life.
For example, if you learn the phrase, "I need to reschedule the meeting," you probably know when and why to use it.
A child might remember the sentence, but an adult understands the situation behind it.
That's why adults often learn more efficiently. Efficient means using your time in a smart way, not a long way.
Yes, adults don't have time to waste. They want English that works now, not maybe someday.
And another advantage is life experience. You've already lived, worked, solved problems, and talked to many people.
That experience gives you stories, opinions, and ideas. English becomes a tool to express them.
Children don't worry about accents or mistakes. Adults do, but adults also know mistakes are part of learning.
Exactly. When adults accept that English is a skill, not a test, learning feels lighter.
A skill grows with use. You don't need to be perfect, you need to be active.
This is the key shift. It's not about learning earlier, it's about learning smarter.
Smarter means choosing useful phrases, practicing small moments, and staying calm.
And using English in real situations, even simple ones, builds confidence quickly.
So if you're learning English later in life, you're not behind. You're actually well prepared.
You have purpose, understanding, and experience on your side.
And that combination is very powerful for learning a language.
So remember this, age doesn't block progress. How you learn matters much more.
And with the right mindset, English can grow at any age, steadily and naturally.
Why late starters often progress faster.
Julia, can I start with a question many listeners might be thinking? If someone starts learning English later in life, why do some of them actually improve faster than younger learners?
That's a great question, Tom. One big reason is focus. Adults usually learn English for a clear reason, like work, travel, or daily communication, not just because a teacher tells them to.
That's true. When you have a reason, it's easier to pay attention. Kids often learn because they have to, but adults choose to learn.
Exactly. And that choice creates motivation, which means you want to learn, not just finish a lesson. Adults often ask, how can I use this today instead of, will this be on the test?
Yes, adults don't learn English for homework. They learn because English helps their real life.
Another advantage is discipline. Discipline means you can keep going even when you feel tired or busy. Adults are used to doing things regularly, like working every day or taking care of family.
So even if motivation goes up and down, discipline helps them continue.
Exactly. That's why many late starters make steady progress. They don't study for 10 hours once a month. They practice a little, but often.
I also notice that adults usually have clear goals. They know what they want to say in English.
Yes, and clear goals save time. If your goal is to speak with colleagues, you focus on work English. If your goal is travel, you practice travel situations. That makes learning more efficient, which means less time, better results.
Younger learners sometimes learn everything but don't know how to use it.
That's a good point. Adults may learn fewer words, but they use them more, and using English is what builds fluency.
So starting late doesn't mean starting weak.
Not at all. Starting later often means starting smarter. Adults connect English to their life, their thoughts, and their experience.
That experience is powerful. You already understand the world, so you're not learning ideas, you're learning how to express them.
Exactly, and that makes learning faster and more meaningful. So if you started late, don't worry, you may actually have an advantage.
That's very encouraging. Late starters, this message is for you.
Yes, your age is not a problem. Your purpose is your power. What slows progress at any age? Now, let's talk about something important, Tom. Many learners think their age is the reason they don't improve, but that's usually not true. What really slows progress are habits, not how old you are.
Yes, I see this a lot. People say, I'm too old to learn English. But when we look closer, age is not the real problem. Very often, the real problem is fear, especially fear of making mistakes.
That's a big one. When people are afraid of mistakes, they speak less or they don't speak at all. But mistakes are not a sign of failure. They are actually a signal, which means your brain is trying something new.
That's a great word, signal. It's like a message that says, learning is happening here. If you never make mistakes, it often means you're staying too comfortable.
Exactly. Another thing that slows progress is unrealistic expectations. Some learners think, I should speak fluently in 3 months, and when that doesn't happen, they feel disappointed.
Yes, and that disappointment can quietly kill motivation. Learning English is not a race. It's more like a long walk, slow but steady.
I like that image. And there's one more common blocker, studying without speaking. Many people watch videos, read posts, and listen to podcasts, but they don't use their voice.
Right. Input is helpful, but without output, progress feels invisible. Output simply means using English, even one short sentence out loud.
And this problem is not about age at all. Young learners, adults, older learners, anyone can fall into this pattern.
That's why it's important to change habits, not blame yourself. If something feels slow, it doesn't mean you're bad at languages.
It usually means one small habit needs adjustment. For example, adding one spoken sentence a day or reacting out loud to what you hear.
And that's very doable. No pressure, no long study time, just small actions that tell your brain, English is active now.
So let's be clear about this. Fear, pressure, and silence slow progress, not age. When you reduce fear and start using English gently, learning moves again.
And that's good news, because habits can change at any age. You're not late, you're just learning in a human way.
Exactly. Be patient with yourself. Progress often starts again when we stop blaming and start practicing calmly.
And that calm practice is something we can all do today.
Before we finish today's episode, let's pause for a moment. If you've ever wondered, is it too late for me to learn English? We want you to remember one simple thing. It's not. Learning does not stop because of age. It only changes shape.
Yes, English can grow at any age, and it grows through use, not through birthdays. Many people start later in life and still make strong, meaningful progress.
Today, we talked about where the too late feeling comes from and why it's more about fear than facts. Adults don't learn worse, they learn differently, often with more purpose and clarity.
And that purpose is powerful. When you know why you want English, your learning becomes more focused and more practical.
So here's a very small challenge for you today. Please say just one English sentence out loud. It can be something simple like, I'm learning English for myself, or it's not too late for me.
If you feel comfortable, write your answer in the comments. You can answer this question. When did you start learning English? For example, I started learning English when I was 35.
Sharing your story might help someone else who feels unsure or afraid to begin.
In our next episode, we'll talk about something many learners want to know, how to improve English with less effort, so learning feels lighter, not exhausting.
If today's episode gave you hope or comfort, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us keep creating calm, supportive English lessons for you.
You can also share this episode with a friend who thinks they started too late.
Take a deep breath and be proud of yourself for learning at your own time, in your own way.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Until then, keep listening, keep practicing gently, and remember, it's never too late. Goodbye for now.